Venezuela's Public Prosecutor's Office denounced plans to carry out a coup to promote acts of violence in the run-up to the July presidential elections. Venezuela's Attorney General Tarek William Saab denounced that former members of the military linked to the so-called Operation Gideon are organizing a destabilizing movement from the United States and Colombian territories. Saab denounced that the Colombian right-wing media and former presidents Álvaro Uribe and Iván Duque collaborated with extremists and the anti-Venezuelan sectors. The prosecutors pointed out that this is the ninth action unveiled and investigated by the government, which had its highest point in the so-called White Armband Plan, intended to end the life of President Nicolás Maduro. The Attorney General of Venezuela, Tarek William Saab, pointed out that with the new attempt of the ultra-right to destabilize national sovereignty, the number of violent and deadly actions by these sectors of the opposition has risen to 9.
This would be the ninth action that we have publicly not only unveiled, but investigated or prosecuted. If we added to the 4 previous ones of the year 2023, which had one of the worst figures in the murderer of La Viñeta, that attempted the frustrated assassination against the President of the Republic and high authorities.
The Attorney General of Venezuela stated that the fugitive from justice, Mario Carratú, confirmed that contacts were being made with groups of ex-military personnel in the United States to organize a coup movement.
This March 30, just a few days ago, a fugitive from Venezuelan justice who has been issued an arrest warrant for the White Bracelet conspiracy, Mario Iván Carratú Molina, said on X, formerly Twitter, that contacts were being made. He denounces it himself, unbelievable. Of course, he is all scared because he knows that we know. Then he makes a false step forward because he already knows that he is going to say. He said on X that contacts were being made with Venezuelan military in the United States. These are his exact words, to organize a freedom movement within quotations, which is nothing more than an euphemism to refer to a putschist, criminal and terrorist movement.
Likewise, the official affirmed that the Venezuelan people reject the coup actions carried out by sectors of the opposition.
That the ordinary Venezuelan, a parent, father or mother, a worker, a student, a young or old man, or the Venezuelan family as a whole wants peace. We absolutely reject actions of this magnitude, like the one they are now proposing to Carratú Molina.
Venezuela's Foreign Minister Iván Gil condemned the threats issued by Argentina's President Javier Milei to promote a regional avalanche of sanctions against the South American country. Through his official account on X, the Venezuelan minister said, "The spokesman of the extremist right wing of Venezuela, surnames who call for invasions and sanctions, are speaking. The neo-Nazis' expectations will sink again. Venezuela is advancing at a good pace and will defeat every attempt of the imperial servants. Instead of moving the tail to your masters like puppets, dedicate yourself to solve the internal affairs of your country, which are already quite entangled." The Venezuelan Foreign Minister's denunciation precedes an interview with President Milei, where he threatens to promote a regional siege of sanctions against Venezuela.
For the moment, we have an advance that are being condemned. I mean, here the previous government would not have condemned any of these dictatorships, so in principle we make an emphatic condemnation. We raised those flags everywhere, and obviously if we had to move forward on sanctions, I would not have any problems.
Would you try to motivate the rest of the countries to impose diplomatic sanctions?
Yes, I would be willing to do it because the carnage that is in Venezuela is truly unprecedented, the same as the prison island of Cuba or so. There are other cases that are on the way to it, like Colombia with Mr. Petro. Let us say that there is not much to be expected from someone who was a terrorist murderer.